Randy Hale asked me if I would make a few comments about the big match between Jeff Jarrett and Bob Armstrong, and everything we got is on the line. I appreciate the opportunity of being with you this morning, and first I think I need to tell you a little bit about Bob Armstrong and I. We traveled up and down the roads together, and when we were both very young, and I have to tell you, I really liked Bob. He was a fun guy, and we had some good times together. Somewhere along the road, we came to a fork, and he went his way, and I went mine. While we traveled our separate roads, we both matured into men, and then into old men. Along the way, like trees, we grew our roots, and he produced his acorns, his children, and I produced mine. Now we come to back together. We're at an intersection. Bob's traveling in one direction, and I'm traveling in another. Now, I don't know how Bob raised his children, and he sure don't know how I raised mine. But there's an old saying, and it's never been more true, that acorns don't fall far from the tree. You know, this crazy situation, and I know some of you fans think it's crazy with so much being on the line, so much at stake. When Randy Hales and Jeff came to me and told me the kind of pickle they were in, I snorted and screamed and hollered and cussed a little like an old bear. And then Jeff reached into his billfold and he handed me this old crumpled up piece of paper. And he had 2 lines underlined. Because I'd asked him, I said, what'd y'all have, mush for brains when you got yourself into all this? And he handed me this piece of paper, and I want to share with you. Oh, it's a poem by Rudyard Kipling. And when Jeff was a very young boy, I gave him this poem, and I told him, son, if you can live your life by this, you'll do all right. One part of the poem says, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. I finished reading this, and I looked at Jeff, and he said, Dad, I didn't just read your poem. I've lived it. Well, you can imagine, as a dad, that your boy looks at you and tells you something like that, you quit your snorting and fussing and fuming real quick. And so we sat down and tried to figure out how we could get ourselves out of this situation. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose, start again at your beginnings, never breathe a word about your loss. Bob, there's another line in this poem, and I want to read it to you. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foe nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving moment with 60 seconds worth of distant run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. No, acorns don't fall far from the tree, Bob, and I want to tell you that we're coming up on an unforgiving moment. And what I want you to know, Bob, is that I'm an old tree, and you are too. But I'm ready for the task. I'm ready for 60 seconds worth of distant run. And another thing, Bob, I want you to know that I'm mighty proud of my son. I can look at him, proud of what he's accomplished and proud of all that he's become. And I'm pretty proud that acorns don't fall very far from the tree. I hope you can say the same. I hope you can feel the same in your heart. And I hope you're ready for this unforgiving moment that we're about to go into. Thank you for the opportunity of being with you this morning.
How true the saying is that acorns don't fall far from the tree. And Brian Gerard James, how true that saying is, especially in your case. Because I know how useless. I know what a waste of space that you really are. And the people around here are sure finding that out awful quick. And Bob, now I know where he gets it from. Because you're just as rotten, you're just as dirty, and you're just as useless as your boy is. Because, yeah, you think you're real big and bad. Beating up on 65-year-old grandfathers. My grandfather. Well, Brian, it's finally come down to this. A lot's riding on this match. Oh, an awful lot. But the most important thing is that Double J gets the opportunity to show the world the difference in these two acorns. I get to show the world the difference between the Jarretts and the Armstrongs. Oh, and I'm going to enjoy doing it. Because, Bob, when I get through with your boy, you're going to go right home down in Florida and you're going to slap old Gail, your old lady, right in the mouth and say, ain't no way Brian came from my loins, because I'm going to walk a mud hole in his butt and stomp it and walk it dry. Now, Brian, without a doubt, I can handle you. But, Bob, you want to step in the ring? I'm personally giving you a little invitation. Because, obviously, you don't know when my dad gets angry just how big and bad. He's not big in stature, but what he's got right here. I'm 242 pounds, and I can bench press 2 of my dad, but I would rather be in a pit full of rattlesnakes than have to fight him when he gets angry, and he's angry. So, Bob, you bring all your boys. You bring Scotty, Stevie, Brad, I don't care who you bring, because I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready for the task. I'm ready for the unforgiving moment, for the 60 seconds of distant run. And you don't even know what my dad's talking about, but I sure as hell do. So you get ready, because old Double J, I can't wait for that match, because you're going to find out how big and bad Double J is. And that's J-E, double F, J-A, double R-E, double T. That's Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the world's greatest singer, road dog, the world's greatest entertainer, and without a doubt, when this match is over, the world's greatest wrestler.